If you think 5G is just about downloading movies faster, you might want to think again. Its real potential is about to, well, perform surgery on our entire healthcare system. And we're not just talking about a little more convenience. We're talking about technology that literally has the power to save lives. So today, let's explore how 5G is building the future of medicine, making it smarter, faster, and more accessible than it has ever been before. Just imagine this for a second. No more sitting around in a crowded waiting room. No more having to take a half day off from work just for a 15-minute checkup. What if getting top-tier medical advice was as easy as, say, opening an app on your phone? Well, this isn't science fiction anymore. This is the reality that 5G is making possible, like right now. And that's really the core promise here. It's about making healthcare available to everyone. It's about breaking down those geographical barriers, so a top specialist in New York is just as accessible to someone in rural Kansas as they are to someone down the street in Manhattan. So how does this all even work? Well, it all comes down to a really fundamental leap in technology. So what's the big deal? What's this huge technological leap that makes all of this possible? What is it that really sets 5G apart from the 4G network that, we use every single day? It really just boils down to two huge, game-changing upgrades. Okay, first, there's the speed. We're all used to 4G, right? It's plenty fast for streaming a movie. But 5G? It's on a whole different level. We're talking about downloading that entire movie in just a few seconds. But for medicine, the true revolution isn't just the speed, it's the response time. Think of it like this. Speed is how fast your car can go on the highway, but response time, what we call latency, is how fast it can hit the brakes. And in medicine, braking instantly changes everything. So this near-instant response has a name, low latency. It's basically the elimination of lag. When you're just watching a video, a tiny delay isn't a big deal. But imagine a surgeon in Boston who's controlling a robotic arm to operate on a patient down in Miami. A delay of even half a second could be the difference between a life-saving cut and a huge mistake. And that's why low latency is an absolute, non-negotiable game changer. And think about all the smartwatches and health trackers so many of us already have on our wrists. With 5G, these gadgets go from being simple fitness trackers to being real-time lifelines. They can stream vital data, like a dangerous heart rhythm, directly to a doctor's tablet the second it happens. It gives them a crucial warning before a little problem turns into a full-blown emergency. And, this isn't just some peek into the future. This stuff is actually happening right now. Let's take a look at how 5G is already changing patient care in the real world today. For one thing, remote video chats are now so clear and stable they can genuinely replace an in-person visit, which is a total lifeline for elderly patients or people who live way out in remote areas. Your wearables can now send a continuous live feed of your vital signs to your medical team, letting them be proactive with your care. And get this, doctors can send enormous files, like a full MRI scan, across the planet in seconds to get an immediate second opinion from a leading expert. But all of this, it's all leading up to the most mind-blowing application I've seen yet. It's where that incredible speed and near-zero latency come together to create something that feels like it's straight out of a movie, the remote operating room. Just look at this number for a second. 1,900 miles. In the world of medicine, what could that possibly stand for? That was the distance between a surgeon in one city and his patient in another during a successful brain surgery in China. The surgeon was controlling robotic instruments over a 5G network, and the connection was so fast, so reliable, that every single delicate movement was transmitted without any delay you could possibly notice. That, right there, is the power of low latency in action. Okay, so this technology is, well, it's incredible. But what does it actually mean for you, for your family, or for your wallet? How does it make healthcare better, faster, and maybe even more affordable? Here's a great way to think about it. 5G basically creates a seamless superhighway for healthcare information. Data just flows instantly between your smartwatch, your health records, and your entire medical team. There are no digital traffic jams, no red lights, no detours to slow things down. And this traffic-free highway, it leads to 4 huge wins for patients, and that means for us. First, care gets faster because doctors have instant data to make quicker, better decisions. Second, access improves, bringing specialists to you no matter where you live. Third, costs can actually go down by cutting down on unnecessary hospital stays, all thanks to better remote monitoring. And finally, care becomes way more personal because doctors can track chronic conditions day by day, not just from one appointment to the next.
So that's what's already here or just on the horizon. But the combination of 5G and medicine is really just getting started. So let's take a quick look ahead at the next frontier. Imagine a veteran who's struggling with PTSD being able to safely work through their trauma in a controlled, virtual world while being guided in real time by a therapist on the other side of the country. That's the promise of a fully immersive, completely lag-free VR therapy.
For a long time, this has been the stuff of pure science fiction, but it's now being actively developed. Super reliable, high-speed connections are the key to unlocking brain-computer interfaces that could let people with paralysis control advanced prosthetic limbs with a speed and smoothness that feels just like natural movement. And what about emergency response? A smart ambulance will be more like a mobile emergency room. It'll transmit a patient's vital signs, live video, and high-res medical scans straight to the hospital. So by the time the ambulance even pulls up, the ER team is already fully briefed and ready to go, saving those precious life-saving minutes. So 5G is creating a future for healthcare that is just astonishingly powerful, efficient, and interconnected. But as all this technology brings us closer together digitally, it leaves us with one really crucial final question. How do we make sure that this new era of medicine stays fundamentally human? Because all the data and all the bandwidth in the world, it can never replace the power of compassion and just a simple human connection. The future of health is here. The real question is, are we ready for it?